Iboan. Iboan. That's good. I don't like to speak to people who are deaf and dumb. So I like, as you know, that I like interaction, sorry, as much as you like. And since we have this small group, you can stop me and get any clarification that you want. And it's quite natural that we have towards the end dwindling numbers for whatever reason, I don't know. But never mind, we will go through the material. I spoke to you last time on the value of an engineer, what you expect from an engineer, what is the society expecting us to do, and how should we be responding to the needs of society, so on and so forth. And there have been a lot of lectures. We started this about, I would say, 6-7 years ago, giving a lot of coaching to the charter aspirants, and we have also restructured the paper in a way so that you get a very wide coverage of topics, as well as a lot of flexibility for the okay, you can hear me, right? Make off the light. lot of flexibility for the candidates, so that they can do something that is that they are good at. I think there have been results from when we started this series of lectures. The past phases were very discouraging, somewhere around 40s, at most 50%. It has not increased that well as I expected, but still they are now in the 60s. And as I always hope for, because we are talking of a set of people who have been in the field for at least 4 to 5 years, if not more. I know that a lot of engineers are now aspiring to be members, so they have been associated with for quite some time. Recently, I met a person who is retired and very well known engineer in the industry, in the field, and well respected. And I casually even asked him, "Are you ISL member?" He said, "Yes, I have been ISL member, and my numbers are 3-digit numbers in the member category." And he is well over 60, and he said he never bothered to get the membership, and he said, "I still keep on paying my associate membership." I said, what have you been doing all this time? He said, "I never felt the need to become a member, so I never bothered to become a member." But that's not the case now. With the Engineering Council being in force, it's quite important that you get your membership, and that's why I know that a lot of people are now applying for the membership. And my desire, I don't know whether everybody shares that, we have to keep on raising the standard of our members. Why do I say this? I boldly say, I've been associated with this institution for well over 3 decades, 30 years plus, and I have been in the field for 36 years and retired, and now still am in the field, still in the industry. Whether I want to work, but people are compelling me to work. I would love to be in retirement, but I still work. I don't want any remuneration for my work, but I have never asked for any money for the work that I am doing, and whenever I get the money, of course, it's good. I never go around asking, have you paid, send my check or this, then that. I never ask. Even earlier I never asked. Even now I am not asking. So I do a lot of things for my own satisfaction and for my own conviction that I have got a lot from the ISL. So I feel obliged to give back what I have got from the ISL. That's why I'm making a lot of sacrifices to do this. And also sometimes I go off stations, and sometimes we have family engagements, so I rush from one place to another because I want to see the ISL flourishing, being a responsible organization and being a prestigious institution. And as I said before, this is my own opinion. I have seen the ISL growing like this, like this. I have always been very happy about the progression of the ISL. But very sad to say, for a few years now I am getting extremely disappointed with the performance of ISL in various fronts. And I see some kind of a downward trend in the discipline among the members, in what they speak at meetings and how they speak at meetings. So much so, recently when I went for a provincial center meeting, I am compelled to say this. At the end of the meeting, somebody tried to worship me. I am not used to getting worshipped. I am not a Buddhist, right? I must say that. So we don't worship even our parents. That may be wrong, but that's my upbringing. But when somebody else tried to worship me, I just could not wait. I just lived. Of course, a lot of people worship me. I just accept them and I bless them. But I just try to bend down and lift this person. He was about 80 kilograms, and I sprained my hand. For about 3 months I was suffering. So I asked him, why are you trying to worship me? And what he told me was very, very heart-rendering. He said, sir, we have never had guidance like what we had today, and we are a misguided lot. He's an associate member. I'm sure he is sitting for the PR this time. So I feel very sad. This is what he told me after the whole day seminar I had with Engineer Dharpal, who's here, and it was held in the university. I won't tell the name. And there were university lecturers. In front of all of them, he tried to worship me. I was shaken. So this shows that some of our young members are misguided. So I feel sad about it. I want you to realize, well, one thing that I asked when I go to most of the provincial centers, we have so many professional organizations in this country. What is the standing of ISL? What do you think? ISL is closer to another organization. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Without any exception, even the provincial center chairman, chapter chairman, they tell me IESL is similar to GMOA. Totally wrong. GMO is a trade union. ISL is not. We have our own. I have been a trade unionist throughout my career in CEB. When we had the 1996 power, there was a huge problem. I was arrested along with about 30 senior engineers. I spent one day in the police. That is my trade union role. And the day I started working for the ISL at a higher up, from the vice president upwards, I never got involved in trade union activities because I did not want my trade unionists to come to the ISL. So this is what is saddening to me. A lot of young members think ISL is another GMOA. What happens if we become another trade union? Nobody will respect it, because I mean, we will have our own perceptions, our own thinking about various issues, be it political, professional, or anything, even about our salaries, about our car permits. That is for our trade unions. Let's then wear the trade union cap and go and fight and get anything we want through a trade union. That should never come to the ISL, because ISL is a prestigious independent institution. It's a professional institution. I mean, I have been telling this over and over again. We have the international standing. We are one, when we went and got the Washington Accord, we were the 16th country in the world to get the Washington Accord. 17th country was India. They somehow made sure that we got the membership before India got the membership. Right? So that is the prestigious position we have in the international arena. A lot of people look up to the Sri Lankan engineers. When I went there, it was in Wellington, and before that I went to Sydney. The engineers, Australia, we had a meeting, and they said, your Sri Lankan engineers are the best. The chief engineer of the Sydney Harbour is Sri Lankan. And he went on rattling the names of the Sri Lankans who are holding very high posts in Australia and New Zealand. Oh my God. The way that they hold the Sri Lankan engineers, they are all held at a very high esteem. So let's not lose that. Let's not become another trade union and lose all our, I mean, if you want to fight and get our rights, okay, let's do it separately through our trade unions. So this I just want to while await some time until people came. So now let's get back to serious business. So I love the ISL. I like you to also love the ISL and bring the ISL to the highest possible place in Sri Lanka we can ever make it. Okay. I said the other day, it's pointless having all the brains that we have in the world, be the best of the engineers, if we cannot express and make others understand what we are saying. Right? It's useless. It's equally useless if we cannot write what we want to write and write it perfectly. And before I go any further, I would like to say, I am not an English teacher. Please, I am not an English teacher. If you want to learn English, I think I told the other day, please go and enroll yourself to a good English course. I can recommend few of them. I have recommended few of them, and most of the ISL members have gone and enrolled in those courses, and they have later on come and told me, so thank you very much for recommending those courses. Now I got a diploma in English. The places are, University of Colombo has a very good diploma in English course. British Council has a very good course for English. And the easiest place is SLIDA. SLIDA, Sri Lanka Institute of Government Administrators, right? They are very flexible, and they have weekend courses, evening courses, and they give diploma. Learn the English the proper way. All that I am trying to do here today is to make you understand the importance of making yourself understood when you speak. And when you write something that is intelligent, write something that people can understand. I'll show you some examples where I really cannot compromise with myself. To see, you see some examples, right? Of people of your caliber, of your age group, you know, making such blunders. So I want to make it very clear that we have no escape not to learn English. I told you the other day, I think, one of the oldest members in my staff who went and enrolled himself for an English course was 56 years old, when at that time the retiring age was 57. Just 1 year ago, he went and followed English course. Of course, before he finished, the retiring age was 60 to 60. Right? And the biggest joy I have is my staff or my own staff members used to come and tell me, "Sir, you have made a mistake." I mean, what's wrong with them coming and telling me, "Sir, you have made a mistake here"? And if they can correct my English, right, what joy should I have? So I am very happy about them. So please take my advice and take a good English course. So when do we make mistakes? When we write, we make mistakes. When we talk, we make mistakes. When we speak to each other, we make mistakes. In our gestures, we make mistakes. In our posture, we make mistakes. And the biggest problem is in our thinking, we make mistakes. Some of these things you can overcome, right? Like writing skills, you can learn them. Like speaking skills, you can learn them. But what you cannot learn properly is your way of thinking. Your thinking has to be very clear. If you are going to make a presentation, spend a lot of, even this morning I went through this thing just to make sure that I say the right thing at the right time. I don't know how many times I have done this lecture, maybe 20, 30 times, or if not more. I would say 50 times. Even this morning I went through each of these slides just to make sure my thinking process is in synchronism with what I am going to say. And that's the most difficult thing. Now gestures means, right, I mean I can't be just saying, you know, I mean I think I overdid this earlier, I'm really overdoing it, right? Can I say, "Oh, it's very hot"? Do you believe me? Right? You do like this when you are cold, right? That's your gesture. So gesture should match what you are saying. And your posture, and this is 100% true. One of my engineers, one of the best, he got first in engineering. He went to a prestigious institution in Sri Lanka for job engineering. Right? He had a problem. There was a small thing here, and there was the hair coming out. So I mean, for him, doing like this and talking was very difficult. So even as an interview, what can go and done is good. At the end of the interview, you are told, you are very strong. We must tell you, never go and do like this at an interview. Right? And some people, you know, there's one person, when I was at CED, who came for the interview, give me the test. I will see it. So, right? He came and sat in front of our gentleman, right? Now, you don't like to come and answer. So, if you want to say, you can whatever you want. You know what he did? He came in front of me. Like this. Like this. Like this. Believe me. He said like this. Like this. So, this was a good posture for him. I was determined not to take it. Not only because of this. The first thing he asked me, "Do you have a class? You are beginning master class?" He said no. Then I opened the dictionary. It says BSc Honours in Engineering. I am from Brazil, moreover, I know Brazil has a BSc Honours. It's a third class. Right? So they don't consider as a class. So I asked, "Did you pass out?" "Yes, you are pass out." "So did you get the class?" "He said yes." Then I realized, when the class did, that's what second level. Coming for a job interview, this fellow did not know that he has a second door. Would you take it? I don't know something wrong. Like that, you know. So like that is the posture, the gesture, the thinking process is the most important. So when you are writing, of course, you can cope up with the thinking. You have enough time to think and write. When you're speaking and giving a presentation, you have no time to think. So the thought process has to follow what you're saying, or what you're saying has to follow the thought process. That can only be sharpened by a lot of practice. Okay, what are the mistakes we make in writing? Grammatical, most common. Spelling can be corrected easily. Contextual, need a lot of experience. You can't think of something and write something else. I've seen a lot of writers, the moment we are experienced people, right? So when you read the letter or we read the report, we immediately know whether his thinking process is in alignment with what he is writing. Right, even this morning I corrected a report where there were a lot of what you call slang in the report. So if you want, I can show the email that I sent to that person. I said, these kinds of words can never be in an official report. Right? So a lot of experience is needed. When you write a letter, a memo or a report, I'm sure you know the difference between letters and memo. Is there anybody who doesn't know what a letter and memo? Please, please, please. Be very frank and raise your hand. The difference between a letter and a memo. All of you know? You know? Right? Anybody who doesn't know? All of you know, right? Okay. I will not bother you. You have to remember, the reader may never have seen you. He doesn't know whether you are black, blue, white or red or young or old even. Right? So he doesn't know you, he doesn't see your face. You will not get an immediate reaction for a letter or memo or a report. You will have to depend on the choice of words you use to create either a positive or a negative impression of you, your company, the matter at hand, and hence the final outcome. Right? It's only the choice of words. Sometimes, if you are meeting somebody and if you know that this fellow is trying to be very strict with you, you will put a nice smile and a smile and perhaps you will really start, right? This is not the way to with the letter. It's only the words that will convey what you want to say to you. You have no other way. Right? You can't put a love mark and all that kind of love kisses like some small children do. You can't do that. Right? It's only the choice of words. And moreover, they have to be official words. So all what is in your head, you have to put it into official language. When you write, introduce the subject. Clearly describe the subject. Sometimes just the subject line would suffice. If it's a very small letter, I will say somebody is requesting for leave, requesting for annual leave. That's enough. What you want to say is more. The subject line, right? Sometimes it may be a more difficult subject that you want to try to explain. In the first paragraph itself, you have to introduce the subject. What you are talking about. Because you must remember, you are writing to someone who is very busy, right? And who will not have all the time in the world to keep on reading every word that you are written. So sometimes when we get letters, just by looking at the introduction, we know where the letter should go. Sometimes you don't even read the letter. So we have expected that letter, so you immediately put to the person to whom it should be sent, and you just put a note and send to him without even reading the letter. So therefore, introduce subject is very important. Clearly describe the subject. Sometimes the subject line would suffice. Secondly, you develop the case or the subject. This is the main part of your argument, right? Thirdly, conclude with a solution or alternatives with reasons. Why do a lot of people don't agree with what I'm saying? Conclude with a solution or alternatives with reasons. Why are you writing someone else? Because he knows better than you? No. You write something to someone else, but you are the master of the subject. You own the opinion of the subject matter. So you are trying to explain to someone else what you know. So in that context, come on, we are coming from. Don't be shy. You're all friends, right? So, if you know what is there, very often the reader may expect you to tell what should be the outcome. He may or may not agree with it, but it's always better, and to your advantage, sometimes can be dangerous, but still, conclude with a solution or alternatives if we think of it. Recommend the course of action you decide or recommend the decision the reader has taken is a must. In most cases, a letter or report or whatever should recommend what the reader should be doing in the letter. I shall be grateful. There are some examples I'll share with you. The opening paragraph should be concise, short, and positive. Create an interest in the reader to go on reading. So I show you some examples. It should be very concise and short. Few lines, nothing more than few lines. The subsequent paragraphs should develop the details and appropriately separated for one issue at a time for clarity. I've seen people writing still paragraphs that are about 1 page long paragraphs. About 5 issues are in the same paragraph. We learned, if I remember correct, paragraphing in my grade 5, if I remember correct. Right? So still people don't know how to separate paragraphs. The closing paragraph should be courteous always and be polite. I'll show you some examples. We remember the old saying, the first impressions are lasting. Sounds familiar, right? I'm married for 35 years, 4 years, something like that. I still remember my first love. Don't you? I haven't married that person, I'm sure that for that. Right? I don't know why, I think most people remember the first love. Right? You won't forget that, right? You may not have married the same person. So first love is very important. And that keeps on reminding, that person keeps on reminding you, haunting you sometimes. Right? So first thing is very important. We remember the best that we read last. What is in your palate now? What is in your tongue now? What is the taste? What is the taste in your tongue? What is the taste in your tongue now? Right now, right now. Yes, you know right? Huh? Tea. So what you had last will remain for a couple of hours. That sweet thing in your tea is not even the bread that I had. You might have. So we remember what we eat last, or we remember what we had last for a long period of time. So the last paragraph should be impressive so that it will keep on ringing in your ear until you take a decision. If you read something just before going home, and if it is a very bad problem, you will go home and you will have fights with the wife also, and your children you will not spare them either. Right? This truth. We are all human beings, right? So first impressions are lasting, but remember the best we read last. The best we read last. So even a letter, unless the last paragraph is very courteous and pointing out something, it's dangerous. Right? Please read what is there in blue, and you can even write it down and keep it in your mind always. The opening lines of a letter often determines the destiny of the same, whether it is good or not. And the closing lines will result in a positive or a negative action. The opening lines, as I told you, will either tell you whether it is going to go with a recommendation upwards or downwards, or to here, or going to the wasted one. opening lines. That's all. The last few lines will result either in a positive or a negative result the way that you have to do. It's very important that you the opening and the final paragraph. So you give a lot of care to these two paragraphs. Some examples of opening paragraphs. I wish to draw your kind attention to the most recent improvements we have made to increase the productivity of the. Now here you will be writing a memo to your own company boss. So he is having now, the boss is going to be impressed and you are now exciting the boss to keep on reading the report. Because he is talking about some improvements to the productivity. So he is very curious. You are arousing his curiosity to go on reading. That should be the way for the first lines. Right? I wish to draw your kind attention to steps we have taken to create awareness which has resulted in the improvement of the safety record. So he's now, they are having a problem in the organization. Right? So now he's trying to say what improvements that they have done, what safety record. Then he is curiously confident. So arouse his curiosity in the first paragraph to go on reading the letter. More examples of closing paragraphs. Shall I therefore be grateful if you could kindly look into it? So after writing all the problems, the moment you write that, the reader is going to think, oh my God, I am having a huge problem, but he is seeking my help. He is seeking my help. If you could kindly grant permission, right? So even if he had not wanted to give permission to go on annual leave, he will think twice now. He is seeking my permission, right? If you could kindly approve, he will not approve it, but at least he will have a positive attitude to approve it, right? What happens if you write? Please grant approval, please grant permission. In fact, I will tell you, I told you last time also, I don't tell lies at these classes, right? When I was supposed to be directed, a good friend of mine, who is a professor in civil engineering university, right? Writes to me 2 or 3 lines. Well, please grant permission. The fourth is civil engineering batch to start with the head what we do. Good friend of mine. Actually, I did not grant permission. We are so close to me, I wrote a letter in a very diplomatic way. I would have been delighted to grant you permission if you had sought permission from me, and I am not able to take orders from you. That particular civil engineering batch never got the permission to go out. Or 78 students were assigned. Then after about 3 months, I became at another function. Why did you send that letter? I said back to you. He said, somebody came and gave me that letter when I was just about to go to the country and I just signed the letter of your reading. And when I came back after 3 months, I realized that this bill had not gone to home. Well done. So don't start giving orders to others. Nobody likes it. Focus on you instead of I or we. Now look at the two sentences. I shall process your order in 2 weeks' time. It is at my will. I'll process your order. That's the impression you get. What if you write in the yellow one? Your order will be processed in 2 weeks' time. What is the value? I am giving value to your order. Not that I am exerting myself. Right? We shall ship the products in 2 months' time. What if you say, your shipment will arrive in Colombo in 2 months' time? A big difference. So try to train your mind to focus on him rather than you, or say her rather than you, or that other person rather than you. You are not the master always, right? Now, I don't want to go into a whole lot of examples are there. Please take a copy of this. I'll pick up few things, and most of them have come from Mapakotpally, where I was working. And look at this first one. I have studied the letter which was sent by Mr. So and so of such a state in Talwakale, indicating his problems. According to his request, he is the person one, Ekkena, in Sinhala, person one who did not get a new house. Person one. I really like this fellow because he completely transformed himself to a person who had very good English at the end of the project. I'll tell you his parting words on the day that he got transferred. I have studied the letter sent by Mr. So and so of such a estate in Talwakale. Mr. So and so is a person who is not entitled to a new house. That's what you want to tell. But see the way that he has told me. In fact, this person, he is not anything, but I think you understand. From the day he get proper, he start talking to me, and I used to always talk to him in English. Then after some time, he was struggling to speak English. Sometimes I used to keep my phone there for 5 minutes for the whisper to come. Right? But I never forget speaking back to him. On the day that we left, he made speak English. And said, I had to suffer trying to speak English, but today I am very happy that I was shown the way to speak English. Right? He was in tears. So you got to do something like that sometimes. So I'm not going to go. Okay. Now this has six. Now I have the wrong one on top and the right one here. Okay. I want you to give me 6 mistakes that I have highlighted here. And what are the mistakes? Please. I want you to think and give me answers. Come. Some of them are very easy, some of them are very difficult. There are 6 mistakes. What are they? So. Don't worry. Nobody is perfect here. Nobody will laugh at you. What are the mistakes? Think and tell me. Don't be shy. There is one mistake? Yes. 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 You never start a sentence with "and." Okay, that's one. Okay, one mistake over. 5 more. Action is wrong. Action. Okay. Second mistake identified. What is this? 3 more. 4 more. It's easy. The corrections are also obvious then.
I wish to inform that starting from
I wish to inform you that I have. So there's nothing wrong with that.
somebody is prepared like that.
So there's nothing wrong. I have not corrected that either. That page I have not corrected. Okay. There are all the corrections from there. Yes. No.
Okay.
Yeah, program what's wrong? Spelling. That is American English. Sri Lanka still has British English. Right? No. Not here. Please. From today you stop using American English. Okay? No. You can American English. You are not American, are you American citizen? Just write the correct English. Okay. Anything else? And 4 mistakes required. 2 more. Or 3 more. 3 more mistakes. 3 Three more mistakes are there. All the mistakes are written and you correct it all. Yes. Hearing. What's wrong with hearing? You are right. What is wrong with hearing? That is enough. There's a cardinal rule in English. You never use unnecessary words. It's called superfluous words. Right? I learned this in grade 8. You never use superfluous words. You never write words that are not necessary. My question to you is, if the report is not attached here with, where else is it attached? So it goes without saying, the moment you say the report is attached, that's enough. Okay? Don't, I know 99.9% of the people write the report is attached. Just think about it. Why are you using unnecessary words? You're wasting your time. Good. Two more mistakes. Minimize. What is wrong? No. Z is wrong. British English doesn't have Z. Right? Okay. One more mistake. I know it's the toughest. No. Here somebody said, and here somebody said, and I was just saying that you should not use it when you're coming. Right? Now, one more mistake. One more mistake. Look at all the mistakes. Go on to process of elimination. Come on. There is one more mistake.
Prevention.
Prevention. What's wrong with prevention? You cannot prevent. So the second one is the correct one. You cannot eradicate dengue. You can prevent dengue. Right? If you want to eradicate dengue, you can be a microbiologist. All what you can do is prevent dengue. Right? There is nothing called eradication of dengue. If you want to do that, become microbiologist. Okay? So see the simple mistakes. The first one looks rather okay. Nobody will ever point out the 6 mistakes. There will be 6 mistakes in just 3 sentences. Right? We can. Extremely careful. I told you last time. You have to be fiercely careful about what you write. I did not say careful. I said you have to be fiercely careful about what you write. That means you have to be absolutely careful. Why am I saying that? Some of these letters can be cited in the courts. Right? And it goes to the court, and if a lawyer argues and says, Mr. So-and-so is trying to relegate into my lord, and is he a microbiologist? Are you a microbiologist? No. When the case is thrown out, or you are found guilty for not preventing them, who has tried to eradicate them. You see the point? So be very careful. I want to court case. Many court case. The court case against CD was thrown by Supreme Court in one sitting. Why? The court case was put against Sri Lanka Electricity Board. Our lawyer can argue and say there's something called Sri Lanka Electricity Board, my lord. In that case of children. One city. So be very careful with what you are writing. Actually, my lawyer came and told me later that I could have appealed and said, we come back to the revision. The judge would have laughed. That's what I was told. But even that, they did not deliver shock. But this came from nowhere. If they knew that we were going to object on that, they were like, prepared to ask for revision. Right? So this is why it can mean millions of pieces and millions of pieces. Just one word. Better be careful, right? So I'm not going to go through with this Okay, this one. Quite a few mistakes. What are the mistakes? The white one is the wrong one, the yellow one is the correct one. What are the mistakes? Sorry? Yes. Project manager is a designated post. Should get that. Number one. Okay, but what is it? Sorry? We done. Like old can. We did. The last one. And use it. Same thing. And you never start off sentences with that. I'll come there later. Okay. I will not go through this, my friends, because it has a lot of common mistakes that people make. And please take a copy. I think you can get a copy, right? And please go through it carefully and try to figure out where are the mistakes. If you want to, as I told you last, check with me back again. You can send me an email. Okay. All these have taken straight from letters that have come to me while I was the project director. Most of them. Yeah. So a whole lot of things are there. I will pick up few things, right? The same letter. A friend of mine went to Italy, and he wrote to me this email. It came in an email, and this is what he said. Because at the time we were doing the Nodachole, and there were a lot of protests. So he says, if people can bring here, to see the systems these countries they have, they will sort. We want coal plant. Correct or wrong? Correct or wrong? Good or bad? Bad. Okay, I will not bother you. This is a correction. If people can be brought here, when you say people can bring here, that means people should bring here something. Right? When they come to Italy. It's not that. If the people are brought here to see the systems in these countries, they surely accept that we need the coal plant. This is another one. Same thing. If these people can have this in the city heart, why we can't have? What's the problem? City heart? What do you say? Huh? Heart of the city. If they can have this type of plants at the heart of the city, I can't understand why we object to them in our country. Okay. I remember giants shouting against highways. I remember the vociferous protests against the highways. I am writing, oh, this I can't accept, this I can't accept. I am writing because I am typing fast. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? I am typing because I am typing fast. I'll show you in your answer scripts how people make mistakes. We write what we pronounce. Can you accept that? Impossible. You may think that I am just joking here, but I will show you in their own handwriting what they have written. Okay? Okay, I will not go into all the details. That's one thing that I would like to show you. Yeah. Now we are in process of cleaning unpaid members from the list. You know cleaning? Take a broom and clean. So all the members you clean them. Huh? Take a broom and clean. While we are doing it, we found that several people who are known to us very well among them. Unfortunately, this came from a secretary of a prestigious association, not IESL for sure. Right? Yeah, so that I'm associated with. I wrote a thundering letter to the board of directors. Right? We are in the process of updating the membership register. We have found several of our members known to us very well have not paid up their membership fees. Okay, therefore, at last board meeting, we decided personally to contact persons whom are known to us and ask for the renewal of the membership. At the last board meeting, we have decided to contact personally those who are known to us and request them to renew the membership. So what is yellow is correct. Now this one I really got. I did not even call him for an interview. My application for the post of assistant engineer for your kind consideration. I shall be grateful to you if you please call me for an interview. I did not call him for an interview. I told this before. I told that two engineers who were working under me, both first classes from the same university, same batch. They did. Was the application to the AIT? I said that. Did I or did I not? Yes, I said that, right? That guy is in the professor in some kind of no. No, not Malaysia. Australia. Right? He studied at AIT, both of them. They applied to AIT. One person got it, the other did not get it because they are not applicants. Right? So it can cost something in your life. So better learn English properly. Right. I am not going to go through all this. Okay. Go on. So these from an experience report that I had while interviewing a person, right? Unfortunately, it's also from the CEB. Apart from some example of the recent experience reports having difficulty in capitalization. Apart from the scheduled meetings, I parted and observed forced maintenance work. Now this guy is a maintenance engineer. He keeps on calling himself forced maintenance work of the plant. From the month of April 2011, unit has been stopped, blah blah blah. Unit has tripped due to outgoing 220 kV line failures and emergency power hadn't come up. Can never use hadn't come up, had not come up, or whatever. Plant has faced a few minute total power loss, even DC power is not available. Full stop, no space. August. When did we learn about capitalization? In my grade 1. This guy, after all the schooling, after all the university, where we have been about 5 or 6 years in CEB, cannot write the month August. See, and this guy has maintenance August, total C13, and there he puts a management. Okay. And he doesn't know what capitalization. No naturally, he's working virtually. Look at the way he's writing virtually. China, C13. Can you accept this? Please tell me. Can you accept this? Am I to pass these people as a real? Of course, I partly marketing second chance. Right? I asked him why to go to the come back again. I gave him a good time and I did pass it. Right? Some examples from recent experience reports, several careless mistakes. Second upper class. Second class upper. You never put shortened forms in a report. Right? In part time. You don't write like that. Education has been in Royal College. Are there any royalists here? You should be ashamed. In Ireland first, right? Maintenance staff, same person, maintenance staff. He's a royalist. Some examples from recent, continuing. Katunayaka, full stop, customer. This fellow doesn't shift the sentence at all. Period, no space. I bearded the following responsibility. What do you mean by I bearded? What does it want to say? I go. Bear and go. Right? Bearded. Where is English? Where is English? What I call a Vasantham program again. I joined with Ceylon. Now this is a very common mistake that people make. Once again, you don't write superfluous words. I joined Ceylon to the board. You never say I joined with. Okay? Now these from the B paper. We write the way we pronounce. Thousands of laws, LOWs, laws. Believe me, I have a 3-year-old grandmother, cute little grandmother. This morning I was at home and she has a maid, very old, but she also got quite good in English. And she was saying, what are the words that she was saying? Oh my God. Some word that she was saying mispronounced. And this young little 3-year-old girl was saying, Kusumachi, she was Kusumachi. What is that? She was doing some prepared some food, right? So something she was mispronouncing, and this little girl 3-year-old was constantly telling, Kusumachi, එහෙම කියන්න එපා. මෙහෙම කියන්න. Right? But I'm sure my daughter has corrected her when she is trying to say that, learn from the maid. And she was correcting 3 times this morning. I was fine. I can't remember the word. It's come to my mind there in a moment, right? So that's what you must do. Even from the young days, you must correct your children. If you have it, or you must correct yourself if you think you are not good in your pronunciation. So this is the result, right? That guy was saying past. So he is constantly saying past, right? And this one is starting with also, right? Sri Lankan environmental policies. So I always tell, no Singlish, no Taglish. I am not blaming you if you have your own problem with your parents. Now, all Sri Lankans, we don't take English the proper way. That's hard. But you got to do that, right? You got to do that, right? I am not insulting anyone for speaking in English that you like. Right? But you got to way to put it right, you got to be perfect. Can you accept Sri Lankan policies and relevant authorities? Authorities are very strict on implementation of project something. So better be very careful. Power plant has to be installed, which was provided by Chinese. So I'm sure it's a CB guy. Full of nowadays. Now these some of the words when you speak you use nowadays, some or the other, but you don't put this in the writing. There's a written English and a speaking English. Even a single you have that, right? That's the Masa and Linda Masa. Right? So what you speak is not what you write. You write the perfect way. Nowadays, no, we hadn't said nowadays. That's what's wrong. Escalating opportunity cost and starting in time. We plan to do within 5 years to meet up the demand increasing, but never start with and never start with but. When it fails, I don't know why you write that capital X there. Nowadays, the world faces the ultimate threat of climate change. Never start with because of this. But Sri Lanka is European country and this is not accepted. Right? It eventually what kind of emission. Beautiful writing. Vulnerable threat. Nowadays, and realistic. We can't realistic those, right? But those delays. And see, starting the sentence with that. Simple. That's another word. This morning I told you I was correcting a very important thing. This person writes. These are very common mistakes. I have seen this person wrote the report of the week. I think at least about 8 years experienced person. Right? Very well written report. But one mistake. 2. Relevancy. Its relevance. You never say its relevancy. Right? Its relevancy always. I cannot everywhere, I am correctly accept that. It's relevance. Right? I'm sure most of you may be making that mistake, so correct it now, correct it. People make mistake, but we have to correct it. Ha! I wanted to come here. Scan. You're from CCB, right?
No.
Then?
SLSI.
SLSI. Ah! Maybe, I mean, he went early, right? Okay. One rule. You see a paragraph, right?
Yeah.
You can't breathe while reading that.
No.
Okay? No breathing. In one go you read it.
Being the country's state owned electricity distribution generation, transmission and distribution of electricity, Ceylon Electricity Board had a vast
Reservoir.
of opportunities for gaining knowledge, practical skills offered by dint of massive number of chartered engineers, where I, being an undergraduate in the field of electrical engineering and being on the verge of completing the degree, could not have imagined an alternative place to have undergone the in-plant training, which would give better and more adequate opportunity to adapt myself from an academic to an industrial environment than what I was provided from CB by undergoing this training.
Can you accept that? What's the problem? What's the problem?
No full stop.
One sentence. One sentence. So, my dear friends, never write this kind of long sentences. When you start reading, you forget what you have read. How that is breathe. I told you not to breathe, right? You would have fallen dead. So please avoid these kind of long sentences. Easily about 10 sentences there. Never start 10 sentences with the words like also, but, and, huge. These are not words that you are tolerated in written English. Same report, right? Also, I was explained the transfer line designed by the design branch CB. A lot of technical terms such as wingspan, waistband, etc. were learned. Also, I learned through a huge competition. Also, I introduced. These words have to be eliminated from your writing. You can easily do that, right? Say huge. Please remember, never write huge. It's a slang, right? Significant, right? Significant or sizable or whatever you may like to say. Use some equivalent word than huge. Grammatically incorrect meaning from very important organ. CEO initiates the discussion and explains the steps he is being taken to address the present situation in the company. The CEO initiates the discussion and explains the steps he has taken to address the present situation in the company. That's the correct way. Okay, exercise. Right? I'm giving you two sentences. Tell me which one is correct. The man was accused of the murder, or the man was accused with the murder. Which one is correct? First one or second one? First one, hands up. First one, hands up. Second one, hands up. There are few people who don't say second one either. My dear friends, second one is wrong. Is the first one that is correct. The man was accused of the murder. Anything and nothing. She can't see anything. She can't see nothing, which is correct. First one, hands up. Second one, hands up. You are wrong. If you are Chinese, you are right. You go to Singapore, they always say, she can't see nothing. Japanese will say that. But Sri Lankans can't say that. She can't see anything. Along and between, the three boys divide the cake among them, the three boys divide the cake between them. Which one is correct? First one? Second one? No. If there are 3 people, you cannot divide the cake between 3 people. Between is always between 2 of you. Right? I don't believe anything she ever says. I am not believing anything she ever says. First one? Second one? Scared, huh? Nobody's second one. First one is correct, second one is absolutely wrong. For and since, I have waited for 3 hours already. I have waited since 3 hours already. First one? Second one? No, you are wrong. This is the first one that is correct. I have waited for 3 hours already. Right? I have waited since 3 hours already is wrong. Right? Had better. You had better to visit the client tomorrow. You had better visit the client tomorrow. Which one is correct? First one or second one? First one? Second one? You are now scared. Second one is correct. You have better visit the client tomorrow. So, there are 130 mistakes in this small document. It is available for you. I will guarantee you. I will guarantee you. Be very honest. You go through the first part of the book all by yourself. Then turn the other side of the book. You see the correct sentences. If you go through this very faithfully, I will guarantee you, 80% of your mistakes will be correct. Not 100%. Do it faithfully. It's something you are actually right. Right? Right? Do this honestly. I'll guarantee you will correct yourself at least 80% of your mistakes. This is the first one was a British book. The English is correct. Second one I am sharing with you with a word of caution. Big word of caution. No, Mr. President, I don't know your Mr. Text. What is it? No.
Business.
Huh? Business. No American English, right? Okay. Unfortunately, this book is American English. Why am I sharing this? This book has a lot of ways of writing English, the correct way. But the grammar and the spellings is American. So better be careful. So you can first one you can use it without any problem. Second one, use it with caution, knowing very well this is the way correctly write the English, but I have to be careful about the spellings at least. Okay? So second one is a American book, but use it with caution. It's a beautiful book. Right? So English is a very fine language. Right? Simple thing, beauty. Beauty. Huh? Beauty? Huh? I said P-U-T. Beauty? So this is very fine language. This is very fine language. Right? Therefore, you have to practice English. I was told that I have studied French. I have told French. French is very difficult. I very difficult to read French, right? We will like P-U-S-A or something. Right? And some letters are silent. But they say there are rules in French and you never make a mistake if you learn the rules. You learn the rules in English, you are bound to make a mistake. So the rules are not very hard and fast in English, right? So therefore, this one takes care of that. The common mistakes in English, but do it with caution. But this is a beauty. I must tell you, this is a wonderful book. You can see the way how the English is written, the format. But we'll be careful, it's a right.
Hi. How have you been lately? So what's the latest? Pardon me? I understand. I'm sorry to hear that. That's disgusting. That's revolting. Mother. Mother, please. What a shame. Sin. Don't be silly. Just go, man. No way. Don't tell me. I accept that. What to do? He's gay. Confirmed bachelor. They're dating. Yeah. Carrying on. This is my son's girlfriend. This is my son's special friend. Pretty girl. Fair girl. Nice features. Ugly girl. Sweet girl. Everybody. Every Tom, Dick and Harry. Everybody will be there. The whole gym band will be there. It's crazy. What nonsense. Everything is alright. Shep, is that okay? Shep, don't worry. Shep. Late night party. Gallivanting. This is ridiculous. This is the bloody height of madness. Don't make me repeat myself. I can't be telling you 101 times. Unfortunately, the thing is, apparently, Sims, can you turn the air conditioner on? Can you on the AC? Can you turn the light on? Can you off the light? My arm hurts. My arm is paining. There you go. Underrated.
Thanks so much. Fantastic.
Sound familiar? These are very Sri Lankan stuff. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. They're just Sri Lankans, right? But when you go for formal meetings, you can't do this. Right? I must tell you, we are Sri Lankans. We can talk anywhere we like, when among friends or at home or in private company. You are going for a business meeting, you are attending a business meeting, you've got to be prim and proper. You start talking like this, immediately the other person puts you down, downgrade you. You think that you don't know how to speak good English. So it may be difficult for you to change from one to the other. I, of course, am master of it now. But certainly, when I am in my own company, my place, I can tell any more way. Right? But I never do that in office or at a university. So please, you have to take your mind, right? So when you go for parties or things completely, you say you are format, they will think that you are a man. You go like offline, you see like a crazy, who will care about you? I mean, they think you are mad, gone crazy. We were asking to the psychiatrist, right? So be free, and I mean, we are Sri Lankans, okay? Let's behave the way that we behave like Sri Lankans when we are in a private company. But never behave like that. At a official or formal. Very bad. You are really downgrade. And if you are closing your own organization, they think very bad of your organization. That's the reason I want to learn from that clip. Okay, now we come to what you call when the mistake we make while talking. When I am delivering a speech or a talk or a presentation, even if you are having a conversation, even at a business meeting, the problems we have are in grammar. In pronunciation, this is why the pronunciation has to be made perfect. In articulation, articulation means putting the thought process into words. Articulation means putting it into words. What do you want to say? Right? In a gesticulation, I showed you what I did in my gesticulation. And the context in which you are speaking. Where are you moving? Coconuts in the back? Where are you going? Coconuts in the back, sir? The running no way. Right? It has to be within the context. If you are talking about a construction problem in a particular meeting or whatever, you can't be suddenly coming and saying, oh, sir, yes, sir, you know there has to be a flood involved. That's not allowed. You just stop this. Maybe after the meeting, if you have a check and check. Okay, then you have a kind of talk about your grand or whatever. Right. So it's very important that you talk in proper context. And perhaps when you are making a speech or something, a few grammatical mistakes here and there, I will make a lot of grammatical mistakes, right? You do tell me no mistake. So few things here and there you can mistake. But if you are speaking all incorrect English, you are on the spot realize Mr. Fernando is coming to meet us in English, but you know what is English he's talking about. Right? So you have to be careful. You've got to learn your English properly. Now, very, very common things. Are you all going for the party? No. Are you all going for the party? There are two alls there. Are you all going to the party? And the Britisher will say like this: you're all going to the party, aren't you? You go to England, these are the way they speak. But the first one is all right. The state managers all agree to give salary increase to workers. We had this problem long many times. What is the problem? Huh? What is wrong? Wrong. That's a big mistake. Come on. Huh? Yes. Huh? No. No. You are looking at the obvious and making a mistake, which everybody makes in this country. What is wrong? Big mistake. A big mistake. No. 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 Oh, if you have to work like that, you have to. Huh? Huh? Take it down.
Mistake ni only. Ni kami katakan ni mistake. That's only one state in this country. What are they looking for?
What is the correct word? Ah! What is often? Ah! You forgot that, right? Except what is your name? Huh? That's it. Lakshmi program. Huh? Very working. What is happening? That reflection. I want to tell you about 7 days of your work. Happy? See the number of people. The whole purpose there. Nobody recognizes. I have this problem right throughout my life. I have heard very senior people say, statement. Come on. That's only one statement. Statement is by the ball there. Is he what you are talking about? Is he what you are talking about? We are talking estate. What do? Estate manager. Come on. The estate manager is all the people which are in this work. All the state managers agree to grant a salary increase to workers. No time, no to do all these works. What's wrong with that? We make that mistake very often. This is wrong. There's not enough time to attend to all this work. No time, no to do all these works. It's slang. That's all right in the evening when you are with the friends and if you are having something. Not at a meeting. What man can't you remember me? You can remember me, can't you? Right. The abundant tea factory will be renovated soon. What is the correct word? The abundant tea factory. I come across these sentences several times. The abundant tea factory will be renovated soon. What's wrong with it?
Abundant.
So what is the correct word?
Abundant.
Say you are right. Say
No.
I think you got the correct word, but not the correct spelling and not the correct pronunciation. What is it? Abandoned. The abandoned tea factory will be renovated soon. The abandoned. The abandoned tree factory will be interesting. We didn't sleep last night. We didn't sleep last night. If we not tell this, I don't know how to correct it. Okay, I will just skip few of them. This is the last one. I have to be careful my words now. You know that I have been a project manager, project director, and all kinds of things. I have been attending regular meetings conducted by very high people of very high caliber, people who are only very high questions. And the one person, if anybody made a mistake, even my friends, my bosses said, "Oh, I have to fight this." Very private guy, I want to approach. Now this person I could really approach. And every meeting is something that he used to say. My greatest warrior is the time taker to complete. Great warrior. Who is the warrior? Who is the warrior? What he wants to say is, my greatest warrior is time taker to complete job. But this guy keeps on repeating it every time, even if there are foreigners. I just could not approach him and make sure not making a mistake. But he was so high. Right? My greatest warrior. Be very careful. Pronunciation. Boy and boy. These are the kind of things that my granddaughter was correcting. You know, the boys don't play cricket. They sit in the sea. The word boy comes from the word buoyance. Buoyance. You have not heard of the boat in the sea? The boys don't play cricket. They are mobile. They are in water. Going up and down like this. Boys still play cricket. Boys still play cricket. Understood? Horse and horse. You never ride a horse. Right? And you never put water in the horse. With water in the horse to your plants, the plant will die. So that's uric acid. You put water in the hose and you ride a horse. Right? Got it. It's a mistake that we make. Very often. Note and not. Not is this. Note is what you write on the paper. Full and full. How do you say what do you shout? Full, full. Full. You pull the rope. Right? You don't pull the rope. The glass can be full and not the glass is full. Right? Be very careful, very careful. If you do this, people will have very bad opinion of you. Seat and sheet. A lot of people make this. They are very. A sheet is there. Sheet is there. No. But a sheet is there. You don't sit on. You don't sit on sheets. You sit on seats. If you want to cover yourself with a sheet in the night, you don't cover yourself with a seat. If you read books and directly read, put a good seat taken. Right? Be very careful what words you are using, right? The pronunciation. 4 and 4. Now these are absolutely true. My driver was going one day with my wife, and she had a small piece of paper about the directions where my daughter had gone for park. So she was going to pick up the daughter. And that was in somewhere in Nampu area. She has never been to Nampu area. Of course, my daughter had been somewhere in Nampu area. So the chief said, You proceed on the Brugger something road, come to the PORE junction and turn left. So she didn't know what this is. She said, Po junction ke kawan PORE Po. So nanti kami driver now this is after video my wife knew that now they are going too far. Bible. Why did she stop somewhere and show that it to somebody and said, hey, go away. She didn't know go away. He said go. And for my driver, go also. And see, it was four-way junction. See what kind of mistakes are people can make? Right? So still she will be going for to different junction. Right. Another thing that I always correct my driver, roundabout. All our drivers don't know roundabouts in this country, they know only roundabout. So I clear even my driver is there. Okay? I can correct him so far, yes, correct him so not. Please, if you are going to the driver, the moment he says, sir, may roundabout may have, I say roundabout, maybe you over here, roundabout. Do something with your drivers. Correct them. Right? They should tell the correct thing. Right? The other mistake that our drivers make is this shortcut forward. And we engineers, we do the same thing. And recently my friend was told me, sir, better than Wahada, socket forward. Why socket name? That is socket forward, is sir. Uncle, my God, I'm not going to the wrong thing. And socket name or what? Not socket name. How can we read the Bible? Monosocket the Bible. Kalau kagak gila kayak itu nggak tema, nih coba ada yang oke. Make them really hyperthermic. I mean, it's a thing, you know. I mean, they're used to this kind of words. Please correct. We engineers also try to say the same roundabout. Because you don't know if you say roundabout, you don't understand. So you also tell him the same thing, wrong. So he thinks roundabout is correct. He thinks shortcut forward is correct. It's your correct. So, friends, I think I have come almost to the end. Simple words we mix up. The difference between its and its. How many of you know? Is anyone who doesn't know? It's very fact, we don't know the difference. Yes,
First one is EPs.
yeah.
And second one is
The new rate of something, right? 10%. The dog is staying, is trying to stay. Right? So, I think most of it is TDs. It's a short form. Cooperation. The reverse, you know. Yeah, cooperation means you cooperate with one person. And the other cooperation is Vaksa. Very good. But I have seen people making mistakes there and there. I'm sure you know that, right? Here and here. I know you know that. I am not going to take. Abandoned and abandoned, I discussed. Estate and state, I discussed. Dentist and dentist surgery. What is the difference? Is anyone who is right to a dentist or dentist surgery here? Why? The reason?
dentist can do only speak, eating and pose
dentist and dental technician. He is not having BDS, veterinary dental surgery, right? Those who have got BDS are called dental surgeons. And in this country, all the dental surgeons are dentists for us. I am going to the dentist today.
BDS means
Dental surgeons.
So who are passed out from Kerala?
For any medical dental school, right?
They are becoming dental surgeons.
He is not a surgeon. So dentists are dental technicians, as you very correctly said. They may be a small children in the teeth. Those who like dental nurses and all, you can call them dental dentists, right? And those who actually make your teeth. Dentists actually also make your teeth, right? Also, I can only anyone you know that. Okay, please start with me. You have a good job. So that's the dentist, right? So don't ever go to a dentist to get your tooth extracted. You will suffer and die perhaps. Go to a dental surgeon. Okay, this of course is no big issue. Department of Education or Department of Education. Both are same, but the correct word is Department of Education, Department of Agriculture, Department of Elections, right? It's not Election Department or Agriculture Department. But we say that and it has come to stay. I'm not making a big fuss about it. Runway and runaway. Where we have runways and where we have runways? Huh? Runways, runaway, runaway is the airport. Runway is the airport. Runaway means you take your aeroplane in the night and in the moonlight. Right? The runaway. So finally, I have a few minutes and I have another presentation. I'll go through it very fast. Talk sense. As I said the first day, people are looking up to you as engineers. They don't want you to talk nonsense. They want to talk sense. Write for others to understand. Be precise and concise. Don't use unnecessary words. Don't use words if you do not understand the meaning. Right? Pronounce correctly. Unfortunately, some time ago, there was a British BBC One Now program run by the SLBC in the morning. That's taken off. But if you still have the TV, listen to BBC News. Especially the Asian beam is manned by all Asians, Malaysians, Sri Lankans, Indians. So you have an Asian accent, at least they speak the correct language. Right? So listen to them very carefully and get the correct pronunciation. And don't feel shy to go and enroll yourself for a good English class. It will definitely pay you. It will definitely pay you. I have sent so many young engineers and they are really thankful to me. Thank you very much. So I got a small one which I think is good for you. So I'll just very small. Yeah, okay, right. The other one is on power dressing, just 12 slides. I'll just go through it very fast. You know, here you can come in t-shirt, whatever, in formal occasion. You're going for a formal occasion, you will really dress your also. Right? So there are few tips that you should know when you are dressing up. The engineers need to stand above the rest of the society. So be smartly dressed always. Talk sense. Keep your head up and straight. We call it walk tall, walk straight. I am 5 feet few inches. Maybe you all are 5 feet 5 inches, 6 inches, or 5 feet 11 inches, I don't know. I still walk tall. How do I walk tall? You can only walk tall if you can keep your head straight and walk. How can you keep your head straight and walk? If I have done a lot of mistakes, I can't keep my head straight. Walk straight. not walking tall. So you can only walk tall and walk straight if you're honest and you have your integrity. So let's dress smart and talk sense. There are two rules that dominate power dressing for men. Play by the rule. The rules. So always play by the rule. And never let up. Never let up kiyanne in the sometimes I had to do one here. I came in a kind of shabby dress, shabby shirt one day, and all of a sudden while coming, somebody wanted to come here and do a shirt. So they had, I don't come straight. I went to Lodi. I bought a new shirt, right? And I got it tried at a nearby market. I wore it that day. Of course, he gave me last minute notice. That doesn't mean I can come here immediately and back. Right? You can't get up. Let anything go. No. Anything can't go. There are ways, these are the key to projecting confidence and power. Power means maybe coming attack power. Express yourself as an engineer. Business suits. In the hot climate in Sri Lanka, through most part of the year, you may be tempted to discard the jacket, even when you are going for a formal meeting. But in all likelihood, you can't. You may be part of a high-level conference or international meetings, and you'll be required to wear one. For the impromptu occasion, keeping a blazer in the office is the same way. I have a joke, not true. Actually, one day I had to go for a formal meeting. My office was in Malana, and I suddenly realized I don't have jacket. I was in Ireland Road in Letters. Was in the Donald's at that time, the Donald's is of course already. Studio was about 100 meters away, and my class said, so fortunately, $100 got a code, added the meeting, and came back and gave the code back to $100 at that time, for 50 years ago. Fortunately, I'm happy, he didn't ask me to go a flavor sooner part. He also said, sir, that we have to the corpses. So from that day onwards, I used to keep one jacket in my office in case I had to go for a absolute truth. Absolute truth. So power dressing requires a full tailored look and firm fabrics and crisp tailored look. One suit in navy blue is a good one. If you are getting the first suit, I'm sure you have enough suits, but if you are buying the first suit, always buy a navy blue suit. Ladies. Right? Because navy blue suit can go with it. If you have gray or brown, sometimes you can match the shirt with the suit. One suit in navy blue is a good one, paired with multiple silk ties. Now silk ties are not available in Sri Lanka. And shirts that you are good to go. Shirts. Don't show your forearms. Wear your full sleeved shirts. If it is hot, you may be able to do away with the tie and have full sleeved shirt on some occasions, but never a tie with a half sleeve shirt like that guy. I've seen a lot of people wearing ties with half sleeve. Never do that. Okay, that's out. First one is on, second one is on, third one is on. As for the color of the shirt, match the dark suits with shirts in a full contrast light shade. The pattern can be plain or in stripes. Keep away from the pinks, the yellows, and maybe light greens and all. They are feminine colors and similar casual colors. Traditional white shirts are safe. You can add pale blue or pinstripe shirts. I'm having kind of gray. Trousers, keep your trouser lines. Of course, there are many things small. The older generation people starch make right? Obviously, Because it's not so. The priest. Priest said, I don't know and then I have priest thing, okay? Correct. Priest that's what I think. Okay, keep your trouser line straight. Watch the current fashion to decide on a flat fronted or pleated look. Match your trouser with your shirt. In fact, if it is in full suit, avoid using the trouser separately to prevent the jacket its wear out while the jacket remains new. So I have seen a lot of people wearing the jackets with other trousers. If you have bought jackets separately from some shop, this is jacket separately, that's all right. But if you have stitched the jacket and the trouser together, always use them together. Otherwise, you will see sometimes the trouser is faded and jacket is cracked. Shoes. Black leather laced up shoes, side. I am not be using lace shoes, so I can't say that you must always be using lace shoes, but it's good if you can use lace shoes. Laced shoes, lace up shoes are the norm for the power dresser. The rule is that shoes should be lighter shade than the trousers. Don't go for, should not be. In fact, I learned a big lesson in my life. For the first time out of the country when I was 3 years. Right? And you were small, right? I was about the young years or 30 years old, pretty much. And the first time I went and saw these shoes, nice grey pair of shoes, I bought it. So like a big man with a grey pair. For every occasion I used to wear this. That's African gentleman who came to me one day and said, "Son, problem. You are wearing the grey shoes, Yes, I bought it gift. I thought you would it. He said, "You should never wear white sheep shoes for the parties. These are formal occasions." From then onwards, I never used a light color shoes. Before mine, right? Always had dark. I have seen a lot of people now wearing browns. Maybe that's a fashion, or maybe I'm old fashioned, right? Maybe at least when you go for formal meetings, that wear black shoes. Of course, if you have brown trousers, wear brown shoes, no problem. If you are going for a party, you wear any kind of color you like, right? And not the ones that with the pointed come even. Hanasu shoes. No problem. They're going for a party or something. The rest I can get now all shoes are like this. So I have after a lot of thinking I got slightly better one. Right? So you must wear kind of decent shoes. Anitaka Harakade Hombati. These kind of shoes are also not good. Right? The Haraka Humba, it reminds you of the buffalo face. That is also right? So go for slip-ons only if you are going slightly more casual. Always keep the shoes at high polish. Match socks with the shoes or the trouser. Definitely not with the shirt. When the socks sag or have a run on them, it's time to discard them. Accessories, ties. Of course, these are, I use a tie. I can't do anything with it. Ties are an important accessory. You can look at the ties there. Choose them with care. The tie must complement the jacket. Navy blue, red and burgundy with small geometric prints or stripes are safe. Leave out the ties with bold prints. I have seen sometimes with Samanallungi Munati Makaragi Munati ties, right? They aren't the power dresser. Black belts with a simple steel buckle. No big buckle here, right? The buckle should match the width of the belt. See, is a must. A general measure is that the buckle width should not be more than that of the belt itself. Accessories, wallets. I hope my wallet is okay. Another matter is slightly more bulgy. I would have liked it to be a little bit more thin, right? Should be very thin. This is a little bulky. I would like it. Leather wallets are another matter. Leather wallets in black are right. Be religious about emptying them periodically to prevent them getting bulky. Crisp white handkerchief. I have of course kept this like this always. For at least 25 years I have carried the handkerchiefs. I have seen some people, I have something here. The handkerchiefs are like this. Or maybe I can't see it anyway, Babu is that. Moving if you want to blow your nose, blow it like this. Difficult at all. That's the way to blow your nose in public. If you are clearly having a bad cold, go to a toilet or something and blow your nose at one. The best that you like, and come clean and say, hey, come like this. Right? So, I know it's difficult sometimes when you are running nose or cold, but try to do your best. Crisp white handkerchief folded neatly into a square is a necessity. Steel or black pens are good. A touch of gold is fine, but not much more. Hair and grooming are a fido dido wagi. That kind of haircuts cannot be accepted. Avoid overly gelled hair and trendy haircuts. Stick to the classic style and keep it neatly combed and dandruff free. There's nothing like flakes of dandruff on your dark jacket to spoil the entire effect. Keep your nails manicured. I am very careful about this. And clean. That's it. I am on the dot 7 o'clock. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you will have a wonderful Sunday paper. Right? Wish you all the same question, please.
What is the color of the signing page? Tea card?
Always blue. If it is a black document, shining blue. Right? Usually they are black one, so shining blue. Never red greens. If you really find it difficult finding black is one. Right? Always go for a blue pen to sign. It's the black and white, right? It's black and white is also right. So signing page should be blue. And if it is a formal occasion, of course, they will give you a formal occasion. Right? It's difficult. A lot of people are not used to using powder pens. Right? But I know all the formal occasions they give you a formal pen. So we had all these state meetings when ministers and secretaries sign the other side of the formal pen. Of course, constitutes of the carbon pen is all right. But if you are going for a good occasion, take a good carbon pen and go. Don't take this at just 2 DN and this and 9 DN and everything. That's okay. It will look nice. Because if you are going on behalf of the organization, take a heavy pen. Right? Maybe when it costs about 200 rupees, a good one. Up to 5,000 rupees, a good one. Up to 100,000 rupees, a not one. I don't recommend you to buy a one plan. It's 100,000 rupees, not paid. Right? At least buy the 200 rupees or paid. You are going for formal signing ceremony on behalf of your organization. Right? Here you go. Anything else?